On today's episode, we're going to talk about stuff. Important stuff. Stuff that I have discovered since moving to Germany that I can't live without. So let's talk about it. Hello, Liebelings. I'm Madi, science fiction and fantasy author who's been living in southern Germany since 2014. So first, sorry for no episode last week. I usually do my episodes on Sundays because I'm a huge procrastinator, but I had a day with our nephews. They are 6-year-old twins and stinking cute. They came over for lunch and we made waffle fries in our air fryer, and the potatoes were from my mother-in-law's garden, and this is amazing. And my husband is their soccer coach, so they played soccer, and then we did what the actual plan of the day was, which is what I call a baking day or a Backtag. We made chocolate and peanut butter cupcakes. The peanut butter icings was homemade by yours truly. And it is mostly an excuse to cover them in the plethora of sprinkles that I have just for this occasion. And the twins love it because they also think they're getting away with eating a good portion of the sprinkles that are used. But I know, your auntie knows. I can hear you crunching in those sprinkles. Anyway, it was such a fun day, and we ended with coffee and kuchen with my in-laws, and they all came over after voting because, the elections were last week, and we ate the cupcakes. It was awesome. It was a great day. It's something that I've been doing since they were really little, but we actually didn't get to do it at all last year, and actually almost all of this year because of Rona. And it was really fun to see how much more hands-on they are, because in the beginning it was just I would make the cupcakes and then they would just do the sprinkles, and then then I'd have or I'll mix the batter and then have them put it into the form, into the cupcake rack thingy. And now I literally just hand them the ingredients. I was like, all right, kiddos, this is what you put in there. And I was teaching them how to open the eggs, and it was so much fun. Anyway, so what resulted was no filming because that didn't happen Sunday. And then I had thought, oh, well, I'll just do it Monday and then the video will just come out later. But then that didn't happen either. So last week just didn't happen. Sorry, not sorry. Cupcakes forever. Anyway, that aside, I thought we could have a more lighthearted episode, besides talking about cupcakes, to talk about the things I can't live without since I moved to the land of beer and pretzels. So let's do this countdown list style. Number 5, alcohol-filled chocolates. Oh yeah, we're starting with this one. Yeah, you can't find these in the States. At least I've yet to see anything like this in the States. And honestly, I'm not surprised, because we Americans have a very weird relationship with alcohol, so it's not surprising that we have to be boring and not allow alcohol in our chocolates. I saw somewhere at some point in time that one of the arguments was because we have to protect the children from the evil alcohol, but I can tell you from personal experience, you will get a stomach ache from all the sugar before you could possibly feel any of the effects of the alcohol, but whatever. Number 4, yufka/dürüm. Yeah, if you think this list is gonna mostly consist of food, you are right. So when I was in Bloomington last month, I did see a food truck for European döner.
Chinese style kebab.
Look! True European style döner kebab in Bloomington.
But we didn't try it. As my husband once said, if we wanted German food, we would have stayed in Germany. So the same can be said, I guess, for European food in general. I was in Bloomington to actually get stuff that I can't get in Germany, so we didn't try out the döner food truck. But, there is nothing like having, your place, the one to get either a döner or yufka or dürüm, the one that knows you and how spicy you like it, and does a little dance when they're sprinkling the peppers onto the yufka as they make it. Or have they only been doing that just for me? Anyway, which is your favorite? Döner or yufka/dürüm? Also, what is the difference between yufka and dürüm? Can anyone let me know? Because, it's usually one or the other. Regardless, I would say there's usually one or the other in terms of the menu. If you go to a döner place, then it would, yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Regardless, I am for the yufka/dürüm because I prefer the ratio of meat to the tortilla, or whatever you want to call this, the thing, whatever, compared to the döner with pita. But that's just me. Let me know in the comments which is your favorite. Number 3, beer gardens and beer tents. One of the things you learn very quickly when moving to Germany is that Germans love being outside. I was actually really uncomfortable a lot in the beginning because I was used to Indiana summers and they're a lot hotter than in Germany. And I thought Germany was just cold all the time, like even in the summer. Not fun. I'm used to it now and I actually very much enjoy being outside. That being said, we don't really have a place in the States to really just sit outside and just hang out. I mean, like if there's a restaurant that has outdoor seating, sure, okay, fine. Or technically, like in the Midwest, we actually like to host at our own home. So when the weather's nice, we will host outside, but not everyone has that luxury of having a big backyard for hosting. So it is nice to have a place that anyone can go to, like a public place where you can drink, because, you know, in the States, we can't really drink in public. Alcohol. So a good example of this is actually a big difference between German Volksfest and U.S. state fairs. My husband and I like to joke about which is better, a Volksfest like Mooswiese here in Germany or the Indiana State Fair back in the States. Obviously, I am partial to the state fair while my husband is partial to Mooswiese. And is really one better than the other? Actually, it really does come down to nostalgia. I have so many awesome memories of growing up and going to the state fair every year, just like my husband has with Mooswiese. So in all honesty, neither is really better because it's kind of based on your experience and memories, and that all plays a big role in our opinions. Just kidding, the state fair is the best and all other opinions are wrong. Volksfest and state fairs are actually very similar when you think about it. There are carny rides and food stands filled with delicious goodies that you usually can only get during this magical time of year. But the one thing Volksfests have that a state fair doesn't and should have is a place to sit down and hang out with people you meet up with, like a beer tent or a beer garden, mostly beer tent. Obviously, this is because at the state fair, they want you to keep moving so you can buy more shit. I mean, food. They didn't even allow alcohol at the state fair until a few years ago. And only then it is just one small tent and you have to be at least 21 to get inside. And it's a thing and it's annoying. I mean, it's a step in the right direction. But after you have experienced a beer tent or a beer garden, you realize how far behind the state fairs are. They are getting better, but that's, yeah, you really appreciate it. Number 2. Bread. Yeah, I really wasn't anticipating how much this list was going to be food related when I started writing the script, but here we are. Not only do Germans appreciate good bread, so do Peruvians. I know it is common on German YouTube to talk about how there is a severe lack of good bread in the States. I grew up hearing Peruvians making the same complaint. Don't worry, Germans, you're not alone in this sentiment. I have a lot of great memories of my summers in Peru and my aunt's housekeeper going to the bakery every morning to bring like fresh bread for breakfast. And it's like, I mean, once you've experienced it, there is no going back. So I love having that here in Germany, especially once I discovered pumpkin seed bread. My favorite. Bread lovers, what is your favorite bread? Let me know in the comments. And the number one thing I can't live without here in Germany, my husband. Yeah, I know it wasn't always going to be food. I did move to the land of beer and pretzels for him, and also it's our 6th wedding anniversary coming up this Saturday, so I figured I gotta say something nice about him once in a while. No, but in all honesty, he is kind of a big deal and an amazing human being, and both Roxy and I love him to pieces, and yes, I mean, he is like the number one thing I can't live with. I cannot live without, wait, what? I can't English. He's my number one thing here in Germany, so. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions or if there's a certain topic you'd like to see on this channel. If you want fun escapism, my space fantasy The God Queen and a sequel to The Last Imperator are available in ebook, paperback, and hardback. I have all the links in the description below. If you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get a free short story as well as behind the scenes goodies. And don't forget to connect with me on social media, whether it is through Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or Facebook. And that's it. Until next time, adieu.